Good morning. I welcome you all with all my heart. Thank you for coming. As Robert used to say, this is our spiritual family, except for Albert, and we're his second family. Try to feel the love I have for you. It's filling me up like a balloon, stretched tight, filled with joy and energy. And I'm sending it out through my heart towards you to be bathed in it, to have your own heart fire lit by it. I love you all. I'm so glad you came. Today, I want to talk about a subject that's so difficult to talk about because it's filled with so much judgment. But first, I want to give you some background. For 27 years, I practiced self-inquiry in one form or another, such as asking myself the question, who am I? And waiting for an answer as recommended by Robert Adams. I did other ways, just staring inside at the emptiness inside, the light inside, looking for something, trying to hear something within. It was all about introversion, turning inwards. It was done basically visually, either using the mind, asking a question, who am I? Or looking within the light of consciousness from the point of view of the third eye, from here. And I had my awakening experience with Robert in 1995 that way, but also by listening to endless amounts of kirtan, of sacred Indian music, which build up this flow of energy within me, love energy. And then for 15 years, I dwelled in the void, just staring at the emptiness, the lighted emptiness. Then I discovered the way of energies. I discovered the way of realizing your energy self, the manifest self, the self of experience, not the self that transcends all experience and is unborn, but the self of Kathleen Bell, of Max, Sebastian, Angela, the everyday self, and the energy behind that everyday self. And when I had that awakening experience where the life force exploded in me, rose up from my gut into my chest, into my mouth, my head, exploding in light and power, I became transformed into a new dimension, so to speak. I was now a companion of God. I was now having God living in me and through me. But I could see that God as being separate from me and me at the same time. That God was the life force that guided all of our lives in ways we never contemplate ahead of time, because the mind can't grasp the life force unless you learn how to listen to the life force inside of you. There is a book on Tantra by Jan Essman. It's called Kundalini Tantra. And he gives lots of exercises by which you can awaken the energy body within yourself and feel it. Pump it up day by day. Have it expand. In Advaita Vedanta, at least as taught by Nisargadatta's teacher, there are several bodies composing you as Angela or Spencer or Stephen. The outward physical body, then inwardsly, when you turn your attention inside, into the inside feelings of your body. There's what is called the subtle body, which itself is composed of different bodies. There's the energy body, and there are different kinds of energy bodies. There are the ones where you feel kundalini, ones where you feel chi, ones where you feel prana, or any other names for different kinds of energies you can find within yourself. There's the emotional body, which is feeling of emotions inside your chest or your heart or your gut, fear, anxiety, loneliness, grief, sadness. All of these you can feel within your heart, and by allowing them to penetrate your heart, the vulnerable parts of your heart, you can integrate these emotions into you as they dissolve and turn into energies, which you add to your sense of presence, which is a subtle body, the totality of the subtle bodies. Then there's the inner kinesthetic sense, the sense of being alive, the sense of just being alive, even before you perceive anything, just the sense of resting inside of yourself in your own beingness. That's still in the subtle body. The next deeper body is the so-called causal body. And in it, there's no receiving, no perceiving. But you're still alive, you're still active as awareness, even though you're aware of nothing except awareness itself. Then deeper yet is Turiya. That's the background consciousness of everything, the most subtle consciousness, and it's present in all the other states of consciousness. And beyond all is the witness, the great unborn, the absolute, which witnesses all of consciousness, all the energies, all the love, all the happenings within the world and the world itself. Now, for the Advaitin, it's important not to get attached to any of these lower bodies or bodies in consciousness, but to take the position of the witness, because the witness is untouched by anything in the world, unhurt by anything in the world. In a sense, it's a spirituality of escapism, escaping the tyranny of the world, going within and finding that which is beyond the world. Personally, and for many other Zen masters that I know, this is a very boring place to be after a while. Sasaki Roshi used to say in satsang, being enlightened can be very boring. Maizumi Roshi was asked, what is Zen? And he responded, it's breathing. It's breath, it's life. He says, the real point of Zen is learning how to deal with the problems of life. Taking what you learn in meditation and quietness and dealing with it in life. In other words, the drama. You hear that, Angela? It's the drama where the fun is. You hear that, Ken? It's drama. Max is a drama queen. Doesn't look like it now because he's barely moving, but you should see him when he goes off. Anyway, I find that this way of practicing, the top down, the searching for the witness, the place beyond the senses, is not the way for our world. It takes too long to get there. It takes too much dedication. It's so easily to get distracted from it. Nor, after a long period of time of having dwelt in this and other awakenings, do I think it's that important. I think awakening to the manifest self, to our lives, as an incarnation of God, as an incarnation of the life force, is far more dramatic, far more captivating, and far more helps the world and yourself than leaving it behind to find unending peace. Because engaging in the energies, engaging in the powerful energies within one, never gets boring. I mean, it gets repetitious, and you may say, oh, I want to do something.
Your mic is off.
Let me see. Let me talk to you about something else. Not the boring way of spending years looking into yourself, to find your consciousness, to find awareness. But starting at body level, the bottom level. This is a bottoms-up approach. Just like economic theory can be top-down, or it can be from the area of a local businessman on the street up. We start with the body. We learn to love the body. And most people are dead to the energies inside of us because we're busy being on our phones, TV sets, politics. And the only energy we really ever really feel is sex, sexual energies, except even when they become repressed. So I'm an extreme advocate for using the sexual energies, building them up in your body, and using them to light up your other chakras. Now, you can go to Jan Essman's book and learn the exercises of lighting the energies within you by visualizations and pranayama. Or you can be sexual, think sex, feel sex, fill your body with sexual sensations and desire. Think of somebody you love or have loved. Think of some situations when you felt bliss with them, or you felt orgasms with them, or you felt love with them. What do you feel? Do you feel your lower body filling with energy? Do you feel your genitals expanding with blood? Do you sense a growing lust in your gut? This is how you can build energy so quickly. It takes almost no time. And gradually expand that feeling throughout your entire body. until your entire body is filled with lust, until your entire body is bursting with lust and energy of desire for sex. Now, most of the books you find on Tantra in the West are just about having more desirable sex, more energetic sex, more satisfying sex. And that's all. They're not about finding the other bodies within oneself, the feeling body, the energy body, the kinesthetic sense, and transcending them and going into other realms of experience. But when you feel the desire for someone else strongly, let the desire build. Feel how you feel it throughout your body. Do you feel it in your hands, in your feet, in your legs, in your pelvis and genitals, in your gut, in your heart, in your face and head? Do you feel it throughout your whole body? You should be able to expand it till it lights up every cell in your body. Then you'll know what it's meant by the expression, kindle my flame with thy flame. That passion can be used to wake up all the centers in your body without the boring pranayama and exercises that Esmond offers, which are effective, very effective. But you can do the same thing more quickly by messing around with sexual energies. And if you have a partner, you can do it with them too. For example, look at someone here or someone you can think of that you love. Relax your eyes. Instead of looking out hard, look out soft and receptively. Feel like the light and that person is coming into you. You're very soft and receptive, not jumping out and being there, but letting them come into you. Now with this soft reflexivity, relax into your body. And one of the ways to get into your entire body is to go to your feet first. Relax into your feet and feel your feet. Relax into your calves and feel your calves. Relax into your thighs and feel your thighs. Relax into your ass muscles and feel the openness that can be there. The same thing with the genitals. Whether it be your pussy or your penis. Feel it. Feel the energies there. Let them rise up into your gut, into your heart, into your throat, into your mouth, into your eyes, to the top of your head. Now your whole body can be filled with energy at this time. Take a look at its color. What color is that energy? Does it have a color? For me, it's sort of a dark red. And I feel like it's bursting through my skin. It wants to explode. What you can do now is feel the inner conduit that goes between the perineum, between your anus and the genitals, up through the womb, up into the gut, up towards your heart, further upwards into your throat, to your mouth, to the third eye, and the crown chakra. It may be an inch in diameter for you. It may be a half a foot in diameter. It might be a thin line. But imagine the energy moving from the perineum upwards through the womb, through the guts, through the intestines, into your heart, into your mouth, neck, to your third eye, into the chakra at the top of your head, the crown, the pineal gland. Just have all that energy you've been building up start flowing up this channel. On the in-breath, you might think of it as expanding. And on the out-breath, as radiating outwardly into the world. Take all that sexual energy you were feeling and send it up that channel. And if at any place you feel resistance to the passage of the energy, just stop there and rest and let it do its work there to clear the channel. At this point, once again, think of your lover or someone you love or want to have sex with, and build that energy inside of yourself. Feel it in your ass, in your perineum, going upwards inside that inner channel, the channel of light. For me, it's white light and yellow. It goes up through the heart, pauses at the heart, and can even go outwards into the arms and into your hands and outwardly into the world, while the rest of the energy goes up into your throat, mouth, to the third eye, and sits there for a few minutes, maybe twirling around, opening that third eye, and then upwards through the brain into the pineal gland. This kind of exercise teaches you how to feel the various chakras within, the various energy centers, and how to coordinate them by connecting them together with an energy channel. You're preparing your way too this way for opening up of continuous orgasms for women. Men, not so much. Women can have orgasms in any center in the body. All that they know, all they have to know is they're available, and perhaps watching another woman having them without sexual stimulation, without touching themselves, and often without even thinking of sex at all. Because orgasms are only accidentally attached to your vagina in the womb. They're actually the result of an opening of a chakra, whether it be in the heart or in the head, the third eye. When it opens, there's a sudden relaxation and expansion, a rush of energy, which can be experienced as an orgasm located at that site or throughout your entire body. Now, who would have thought that spiritual advancement required continuous orgasms? This is the way of Tantra. This is the way of using pleasure and emotions to build energy. And by becoming aware of every place within your energy body, later the emotions, later on just the sense of beingness, you get ever deeper and deeper into the subtle bodies, and you see that they're separate from you. Even while you're fully enjoying the sexual feelings and even the orgasms, a moment later you see that they're separate from you. And you become ever more aware of the witness. So, although this is an extremely pleasurable experience, unlike ordinary meditation, it's teaching you the difference between your physical body, subtle bodies, and deeper bodies. The orgasm is not felt in the physical body. It's felt in the subtle bodies underneath the physical bodies. And ultimately, it's witnessed by the Absolute. But this is such a different way of approaching the Absolute. Instead of going for it directly, using energies and sex to fill your being with exploding and expanding energies that show you the map of inside your consciousness, that shows you how to fill out your subtle body with energies everywhere and to locate all the energy centers within you. And by locating them and communicating with them, they communicate with each other. They become integrated and balanced. And it's all done beginning with sexual energies. But the more deep orgasms come from the opening of the heart. And you'll feel when the sexual energy goes up from your sex organs into the heart, that the heart can expand, explode with an orgasm there. And you can feel the orgasm extending from your vagina or your penis to the heart. Later on, your entire body becomes orgasmic and pre-orgasmic, and it can be that all day long, off and on, all day long. Pre-orgasmic and orgasmic, spontaneously, without sexual stimulation or even thinking about sex, but just feeling and becoming acutely sensitive to the openings. Now, I haven't mentioned love, but love is the critical factor to opening your heart and guiding the way for the life force to show itself to you. Love is the primary emotion that liberates you, even more so than sex. Sex is so easy to acquire. That's why I bring it up and use it. When I work with people, I try to awaken the sexuality in them, which may have been dead or closed down for a long, long time. And they'll use that to get into their hearts. And once it's in their hearts, it expands and expands and expands and shoots upwards into the third eye and into the top of the head. And they begin feeling orgasmic all over, or pre-orgasmic. You can do this for days at a time. I know people that do this and they sort of lose interest in the world. You can say, fuck it. Fuck the world for a while. I'm going to feel this great joy, this great pleasure, this great sexuality permeating my whole body, my whole subtle body. Every inch of me is soaked in desire and love of another. My beloved, whoever it is, an imaginary beloved, a celebrity, somebody here at satsang. You love them with all your heart. And then everything comes naturally. Sex is used to open the heart and release love, devotion, surrender, and worship. Sex is a tool to open the heart. And when that pathway from the perineum to the heart is completely open and flowing with sexual energy, the heart will open. A woman's breasts, the nipples, touch them and it awakens the vagina. They can intuit that root between the vagina or the perineum and the heart just by touching. They can feel that root. They can feel the connection. Men can do it too, but it's more subtle and harder to find. But this is all about opening the heart. And when the heart is open, that's when the real action begins. Because love flows stronger and stronger. And you feel more and more like surrendering to the love, surrendering to the other, surrendering to the life force, falling to your knees and worshiping the other, surrendering to the other. And in that surrender comes complete relaxation throughout your body. And when you're completely relaxed, the body convulses with all kinds of blissful energies. And with that love too, when it grows strong enough, when it grows big enough, your love for that other, your worship of that other, the love grows so there's nothing else in your world except love. And you become it. For an instant, maybe an hour, 2 hours, you become love itself. You're no longer a person. You're no longer Angela or Ken or Spencer or Kathleen. You're love itself. You're love itself. Alexandra, your love itself. Sukai, your love itself. All that happens is every ounce of you exudes love. Love for your beloved, total devotion, total surrender. It's just like you always dreamed of would happen, but have resisted because you didn't want to be soaked up or owned by a relationship. Here you gladly give yourself away to that other, and the reward is unbelievable love that you feel for that other. And then make the jump to owning the love as your own. It's happening in you. It's your love, not them. They triggered it, but it's your love, and you are nothing but love. Do this for a few weeks, and you wake up the life force in you, who's been peeping at you through the various kinds of devotional energies you felt, the various kind of surrendered elements you felt, the love you felt, the sexuality you felt that gets stronger and stronger. All of these emotions get stronger and wash through you. It's like a fire hose of energies going through you, a fire hose of emotions going through you, all flowing upwards and outwards in expression or through your head and brain into the space above. And then one day, the life force announces itself to you in a spectacular fashion of the rising of energy and love and bliss within yourself that emanates out of your lower belly, up past the belly button, and into your heart, as wide as your body, filled with the light of 1,000 suns, an unbelievable bliss and power beyond imagination. It goes through your heart, up into your chest, through your neck, through your head, and above, and it just washes away. It just keeps flowing. This endless energy and light, the life force, and you finally recognize it as something separate from you that's always been within you, but you never recognized it. But after this sadhana you've done, this purification, it takes maybe 6 months or a year or 2 years, you're finally subtle enough to see, to feel, to experience the life force within you. Now, feel that channel between your genitals and your anus, the perineum, up through your gut and into your heart. And then let the energy go outwards through your heart, outwards to us. And we receive it in our hearts. And the men, it goes downwards into their penis. And then is projected outwards into the vagina of the female, beloved, or your beloved other. And that energy circulates. From a woman's heart to a man's heart and downwards into his penis. Then it projected outwards in sexuality towards the vagina of a woman, and then upwards to her heart again. It's a circle. Such intimacy in this circle. You can especially feel it if you sit across from each other, facing each other. Coordinate your breaths. Feel the circulation of the energy within and between you. And you build up an inseparable bond of energy and love. Because it's all about love. Once the heart is open, it's all about love. Love opens all of the chakras, aided by the energy of sexuality. Those two centers, that of the perineum and in the heart, are the key to self-realization of the self as the manifest self, as the experiential self, as a kinetic sense of being alive and being in a body, of the bliss body, the energy body, of the emotional body. And then when you begin playing with emotions, you'll see that emotions are another form of energy. And that grief that you've been fighting for so long from feeling, when you accept it and let it into your heart, into that inner heart, your heart of hearts, the most vulnerable place in you, and just let it sit there, it dissolves and turns into a flow of bliss energy, a river of bliss. And that begins to fill out your body, subtle bodies, more and more. I call it the totality of the subtle bodies, my sense of presence. It's like a magnetic, energetic thing within my body and without, extending out from my body. And each time an emotion is what I call eaten and digested in this way, it fills out the subtle body more and more, the sense of presence, which becomes more real than your physical body. Just sit there, feel that circulating energy. Feel your sexuality. Use it to awaken the rest of you. Use it to open your heart. And to have that flow of energy, heart energy, flow out into the world, to your beloved or to anybody here. Then downwards to a man's penis. and outwards to a woman's vagina, where it's received, rises in the body, and then goes out through her heart. Women can touch their breast at this time and feel the connection between the nipple and her vagina. A man, to a lesser degree, can feel it instinctively as he's doing this exercise. This is a more advanced form of Tantra. This is not just getting off. This is not just about glorified sex. This is not just about a better relationship. This is about using sex and love to realize yourself as God, as the life force, an incarnation of the life force, an incarnation of God. This is about realizing that there are deeper bodies in you that are closer to you than the physical body, and the physical body is rather distant, and you don't even identify with it. You identify with your sense of presence. And after a while, you don't even identify with that. It just becomes another object in your view, in your consciousness. So feel your genitals. Feel the lust for somebody. Have your balls get hot. Your vagina get wet. And take that pleasure sensation upwards into your heart. Use that energy to open your heart and open love to that person, devotion to that person, love towards that person, lust towards that person, surrender towards that person, worship towards that person, and you'll find you've thrown yourself away. All that you want is that person. Your whole life revolves around that person. And the miraculous thing is you've become one-pointed, totally unified, totally balanced, one-pointed in the most passionate meditation you could possibly have. Now, people fear this, fear that they'll lose their self, that they'll be surrendered and owned by somebody else's slave. They'll lose their sense of self. And you do for a minute or two, an hour or two. But it's the greatest experience of your life, to lose your sense of self into love and surrender, and to worship the other. When I'm around my lovers, I fall to my knees and then to the floor and just touch their feet. I worship them. I worship the life force in them because I can feel it, because I feel it myself and I feel it in them. All that I want to be is at their feet. Max has seen me do it. But I promise you I do it. I worship that person. And in that worshiping, I'm washed clean. Grace descends. My heart is open. And all of the shit of my past is washed away. My love for that beloved. So should you learn how to love. For in that love comes self-realization. Realization of yourself as God. As having God within you. As having God as you. Incarnated as a human being. With all the trials and tribulations you put up with all day long in your everyday mundane life. And suddenly, life is not mundane anymore. Suddenly life is filled with energies, with dancing energies, standing energies, intense energies, subtle energies. Sometimes they disappear and are replaced with emotions, one after another. It's overwhelming. But it's never boring. You never feel lost or confused. You're just dealing with the energies of your inner bodies, the emotions of your inner bodies, the kinesthetic sense, the sense of emptiness of your body. Now I love you all. Feel my love, please. Take it in your energy circuit. Sweep my energy around through you and into others. I love you so. All of you. All of you. Feel my love. Feel it.